bell's rung. Let's go, baby. It's time to go to work.
Bell has been rung. Cappuccino Jones, the mighty Tortuga. And already a nice show of respect. Gotta love the sportsmanship between these two competitors.
All right, let's see what's going to go on.
What's going to go on is definitely the feeling out process, collar and elbow tie-up. And already we see the power of Tortuga.
He's gonna let him know he ain't coming here to mess around.
Not coming to mess around indeed. He takes his coffee black, doesn't even drink cappuccino. I wonder if that's an affront to Jones. Back to the collar and elbow tie-up. Looking to gain that momentum, gain that ground, and it looks like Cappuccino Jones actually overpowering Tortuga a little bit.
Fun calling for you tonight.
Thank you so much once again to Don Caliente filling in for me while I took care of business.
Thank you, SoCal Pro.
Don Caliente setting fire to the ring and also setting fire to our announce table. As once again I'm joined by my illustrious companion, Andy, and one hell of a ring announcer, if I might say so myself.
I appreciate that, Gnarly Charlie. And you definitely put up a formidable match, and I couldn't help notice, now I could be wrong, but there's some shenanigans going on that I noticed with your match.
Shenanigans is definitely a way to put sliding a piece of steel in your gauntlet. But yes, we'll call it shenanigans. I used a different SH word.
Yes, absolutely.
When I asked for a rematch.
And that you should, is the mighty Tortuga against one of his most formidable opponents yet, is Cappuccino Jones. You know, I've seen a lot of firsts in SoCal Pro. I was here for the very first SoCal Pro show. I've noticed the very first crowning of the first SoCal Pro champion. I have noticed the first matches of some of our most illustrious people who have gone on to have glorious careers in the world of professional wrestling. And this tonight marks another first, as we are having our very first WWE, current WWE champion here tonight.
Absolutely, like I said earlier, the inaugural WWE ID champion, and to have Tortuga the opportunity to share the ring with such a competitor, it's gotta be a special feeling for Tortuga.
Oh, that's fine. I just wanted to look at it. Oh my God, somebody's showing me the belt ring. It's the most glorious thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. I'm gonna get a picture of it, put it on the gram.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you've got a handkerchief in that jacket. You got a little drool on the chin there.
Yes, as you put it, the inaugural ID champion. Now, of course, this match is not for the ID championship. However, Tortuga to be put in a position to be brought up on the stage. Look at this. Not only face, but at the moment dominate a current WWE superstar is pretty impressive.
Absolutely, and the power advantage has got to go to Tortuga, as all of the power goes into that chop, sending Cappuccino Jones reeling.
Cappuccino Jones now into the buckle, followed by Tortuga. Tortuga hitting that buckle face first.
The turtle's falling and he can't get up.
Look at him, he can't even get up. True to his name, the turtle is on his shell.
Tortuga, ref, you gotta help him. Cappuccino's gonna help him. Cappuccino going for some sort of hold, but it looks like Tortuga is sunken into his shell. As Cappuccino's trying to undo the turtle shell-like defense. And a sneaky quick pin by Tortuga.
I literally have people. I have people, I guess they're watching the stream, telling me to stop marking out over the championship. Sorry. I get really excited. Folks, you know what? I'll tell you what, Charlie, and thank you so much for being here, by the way. I can't express to you how incredibly important it is that we are here all together, this SoCal Pro family, this amazing group of people here, to witness things like this absolute amazing, iconic match with these beasts, these savages, these freight trains going in here, going at it for the pleasure of all these SoCal Pro fans. They call it Heatwave for a reason. This is the hottest show in town, not only tonight, but every single night that SoCal Pro is in Vista. Ladies and gentlemen, the most premier wrestling organization in Southern California today. Thank you so much for joining us here at home or wherever you might be.
Absolutely, thank you so much as we see an absolute display of athleticism from Cappuccino Jones. We mentioned earlier that Tortuga has the power advantage, but the speed and athletic advantage absolutely has to go to Cappuccino Jones. You can see his physique, you can see how toned his body is, and absolutely every single bit of it, every Every single bit of it is designed for speed and dexterity and athleticism, and right now it's absolutely putting him in the driver's seat of this match.
Cappuccino Jones going in for that sleeper hold now, putting Tortuga in a position. Now again, this is probably a very smart move, and no wonder he's gotten to where he's gotten to, considering the fact that you're literally talking about putting a giant to sleep. And somebody like Tortuga, who is awake and very aware, is a very dangerous, formidable opponent. And this is the way you should do it. However, Tortuga, again, we're talking about that raw power, just whipping over Cappuccino Jones onto his back like yesterday's garbage, throwing in that punch now blocked by Tortuga, met with two elbows.
Yeah,
right.
That one makes the L. It was
right. It was right. Yeah, it was right. Cappuccino Jones now in trouble, going into the buckle, reversing into Tortuga. Up and over goes Tortuga, hanging himself up on a rope there, blocking the punch by Cappuccino Jones. Into the buckle is the head of Cappuccino Jones, big boot to the face, blocking another punch there as Tortuga using the weight to his advantage, going back over the top. Big, beautiful drag. Cappuccino Jones now down.
Absolute vintage Tortuga. We've seen that. Absolutely. We mentioned the athleticism of Cappuccino Jones, but don't discount that is one tough turtle, and that is one speedy turtle when he wants to be.
This athleticism, this prowess, but again, we're talking about the strength, this raw power, the tree trunks of Tortuga, not letting Jones in all of that. Going in for that sunset, as Tortuga says, no sir, into the splash, but
looking for the big sit and got big sat.
Just a count of two as Cold Brew gets ever so much closer to the victory of this match.
It's not Cold Brew, it's Cappuccino. And absolutely right after right, landing on the jaw of Tortuga. Not much snap to that turtle if you dislocate his jaw.
Going in for that suplex now, perhaps. No, reversing there by Mighty Tortuga. Going all the way up, upside down, knee to the head. That's definitely not a position you need to be in. Going for the go behind. Perhaps what we're going to see here. No, the roll up fails as Tortuga hangs on.
But it absolutely shows that wherewithal of Cappuccino Jones into that stalling suplex. Knew where he was and had that ring awareness to counter Tortuga with that knee to the head while upside down.
As Jones going up to the top is, again, this is an area that's very dangerous for Tortuga to be on the receiving end of.
High risk, high reward offense for Cappuccino Jones as he's lining it up. And a huge crossbody, and he caught him! Tortuga caught him!
Tortuga. Big following slam there. Down goes Cappuccino Jones. The Mighty Tortuga is still in this one, folks. Going in for the cover. Can he get him here?
Absolutely putting the Mighty to the test right there, catching Cappuccino Jones from the rafters into that fall-away slam. That is, you can't teach that. That is pure God-given power.
This is what we hear now. We have power versus dexterity. We have this unbelievable prowess. We have people that have been in wrestling for many, many years. We have former champions, we have current champions, that and so much more. And folks, we are just in the first half of our show.
Speed versus power, could you call it turtle in the hair?
I see what you did there. Tortuga now going in for the boot, ducked by Cappuccino Jones, boot to the gut. As Tortuga keeping him in bay, we're looking for the power slam perhaps. Onto the shoulders, we've seen this before. Big Samoan drop. Down goes Jones.
You're not going to catch that in any Aesop's fables.
Into the cover now, 1, 2. Only a count of two, but ever so much closer as the Mighty Tortuga inches closer and closer to victory. And this is still anybody's contest here.
2 3/4 as Cappuccino Jones is just able to get that shoulder up. And at some point, it's just instinct. You hear the hand of the referee hitting the mat, and it's just instinct. Shoulder lifts. You don't even know where you're at. And it looks like Cappuccino Jones is trying to gain that wherewithal back. As Tortuga and Cappuccino are putting it all on the line tonight.
Putting on the line is what it's all about here at SoCal, ladies and gentlemen. The mighty Tortuga now bang up on top, going in for perhaps that splash before. No, going in for the back, and not enough.
Big shell-shocking senton missed by Tortuga as Cappuccino was just able to roll out of the way. And it looks like the tides may be shifting.
Jones hitting the rope now, going in for that big splash, and he connects, but that might have taken something out of him too. Going in for that cover. Here we go now. 1, 2. Only a count of 2, and you got to figure if Cappuccino Jones was there when he covered him just a slight bit sooner, would he have won? Would he have taken home the victory here tonight?
I don't know about that. You saw when he hit that splash, Cappuccino Jones bounced into the air. You mentioned that it might have taken something out of him too, and I think he might have regretted that splash to the shell of Tortuga.
And you got to figure, you're talking about jumping on somebody who has literally had open heart surgery to have that sort of prowess and that fight back. Oh, looking for the finish out there, but Tortuga not able to successfully get all that back into the sleeper as Cappuccino Jones.
Ironically enough, Cappuccino is going to put him to sleep.
Perhaps he's decapped. It's Cappuccino Jones cinching in that sleeper ever so much closer. Again, this is what you want to do to a big man. You don't want to keep him aware. You don't want to keep him awake. You want to make sure that he has worn down, he is beaten, and we've seen many different strategies as far as opponents of Tortuga taking out his legs or maybe taking out his midsection. And very rarely are people thinking as smart as Cappuccino Jones is, put the whole body to sleep, and then once that man is on his back, cover him, seal the victory, and go home and live to fight another day.
You mentioned people have tried to take down the legs, they've tried to take down the base of Tortuga. Not much going to hold up when you take away the blood flow to the brain. A lot of people think that that sleeper hold is an air choke. It's not, it's a blood choke. You can see the carotid absolutely being blocked, and that is what puts you to sleep in a matter of seconds.
Seconds, absolutely. We've seen many people fall victim to that. As mighty Tortuga is back on top here. But again, this formidable opponent, this is not one way or the other, it's back and forth as we go into the head scissors. Down goes Tortuga.
Big Rana bouncing off those ropes.
Big double line as both men down, both men getting all of that. As we have an opportunity here, we might be stuck back at .0. We might have a total even score. No, Cappuccino Jones finding a little bit more strength in the mighty Tortuga.
And you can hear the SoCal Pro fans here at Heatwave getting hot for Cappuccino. As Cappuccino picks the big turtle up, and a huge driver from Cappuccino Jones.
And we have not seen that in a very long time. 2. Oh my goodness. To pick somebody up of the size of Tortuga, what does that say to the strength of Cappuccino Jones? And you saw him struggle, and you can almost hear his back start to pop as he brings him over his head. And you got to figure that definitely took a lot out of him, as you can tell that Jones is now feeling the effects of that body slam almost every bit as much as the mighty Tortuga.
I don't know about that. You mentioned how the struggle was to get Tortuga up. That is a big turtle, and gravity will only affect him that much more.
Speaking of gravity, here goes the mighty Tortuga looking to put an end to it all. That might be it, folks. Into the cover.
Big swinging power slam. 1, 2.
Oh my goodness.
And you can hear the SoCal Pro fans. Everybody in the building thought that was 3. I thought it was 3. And Cappuccino still was able to kick out.
So incredibly close as this battle rages on.
And speaking of battles, we've got 2 amazing battles that are for titles here tonight. We've got Jake Redondo putting the Golden State Championship on the line against Fidel El Bravo, and Matthias putting the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Championship on the line against Jack Cartwheel.
Yep, and we're going to think about all the amazing action that we've seen so far, not the least of which is this match, this iconic match between these iconic people.
Big bionic elbow to the dome of Tortuga.
Big forearm now to the face of Tortuga. Tortuga goes down. Jones is slightly rocked, however, going up to the top. Looking in to seal the fate here, putting the lid on the cup, so to speak, as Cappuccino Jones stands all the way up.
All the way up, and from the rafters, a huge elbow!